seeing you guys connect a lot this camp.
Yeah.
Just how is it different maybe than last season or last summer?
Well, Jimmy looks great. He's explosive, making all the plays. He's such a great receiver, such a great player, and he can do it all. So he's an all-pro, tight end, and he can make a lot of plays for us. So we need him. And we worked a lot this offseason together and had some really good quality time together and everything else. And I think also too we really played together now, And last year we had a really good season in terms of me and him and everything else. But I think also, Jimmy's really healthy right now. Last year, he was coming off the injury in training camp and that whole spring. So we didn't get as much practice. I mean, we were able to throw a little bit and catch and stand there and everything else. But this offseason, we were able to train a lot. So he looks really good. He's super excited about having a great year. And so he's an exciting player, that's for sure.
You had that really going with the chemistry with the receiver. What are the telltale signs?
I'd keep it simple. When you throw it to them, they catch it. That's usually the telltale sign, I think, more than anything else. I think a lot of guys are just in sync right now. We've worked, and some of these guys I've worked with a bunch, from Doug Baldwin to Paul Richardson to Tyler Lockett, obviously Jermaine Kearse too, Jimmy Graham, Luke Wilson. We've worked a bunch together, and so I think that really helps.
How have you two touched on Jermaine the other day in the mock game? How have you seen him? Is he any different this camp than he has been in the past?
Well, he's always been really clutch for us, and Jermaine's always been really super consistent too as well. Last year, I think Jermaine's standards in his head and everybody else's in his head, I think, are super high, and he believes in himself. Last year, he felt like he didn't have as great as a season he normally has, and he's always been super talented, can do everything for us, from blocking and catching to make the big time catch to getting open one-on-one. So he's a special player, and Jermaine's really shown that this training camp of who he is and who we believe he is and everything else. And he had a tremendous offseason to be able to work with him, and his work ethic has always been super high, and he's even risen that standard even more. And so that's exciting, and he's definitely a leader on the football team.
Thomas Rawls was dealing with a lot of injuries last year. To have him here healthy, how much different does he seem, and how excited are you about the healthy Thomas Rawls end of the year?
Yeah, I mean, when Thomas first started playing his first year, when Marshawn was a little dinged up and obviously Thomas stepped in, Thomas took over, and he was a guy that could play, get all the runs, could catch the ball really well, was explosive, can make people miss, and he showed that his first year. The second year, obviously, dealing with the injuries and everything else. So now he's back, and he's really clear on what he wants to do and how he wants to do it. So to have a guy like that in the backfield, right next to me is super exciting. To watch a guy like Eddie Lacy too. Eddie Lacy is a big-time football player who's played at a high level for several years now and has shown that. And so to have him out here and his experience too, and so many other guys, I'm excited to start the preseason to see. Obviously it's a high-level competition spot right now, but that's a good thing. We want to have a lot of great players, and we want to have great players in every position, and we definitely have that in the running back position.
What about Pro-Size?
Yeah, Pro-Size looks spectacular. I mean, he can do it all. So, even him, he was dealing with some injuries in his first start of his career, and now he's back out there. You saw what he could do in the Nillingham game, from running the ball to catching it to the Eagles game where he took that one, I think it was, 65 yards, 70 yards, however long it was, to the house. I mean, he can do it all. So CJ Pro-Size is going to definitely be a threat for us too as well.
What did added reps do for you the last few days, and how'd that come about?
I'm just big into getting into rhythm, I think more than anything else, and playing the game, practice. I try to play practice just like a game, the timing, the getting the momentum, and making the key throws and clutch throws and everything else. And so we've been able to do that. I think it's not necessarily me, it's the receivers and tight ends making great plays. I mean, the offensive line looks tremendous too. They've been giving me some really good time. I think you guys saw some of that yesterday and in the past few days too. And they give me the time. Those guys with the receivers and the tight ends and the running backs that we have, and they make it a little bit easier on me for sure. And that's the fun part.
Did you ask? What do you make of J.D. McKissick and the way he's kind of moved into a receiver role and what he can do in both running back and receiver kind of role?
Yeah, JD's been special. I think his work ethic, first of all, it starts with that. And I think that, with JD, he's super fast, super talented, can catch the ball really well, runs the ball really hard too. He's quick, he's explosive. And I think he'll be a good addition, you know, obviously to our football team, and we're excited to see him play, obviously this preseason, and see what he can do.
Did you ask Pete to give you a few more reps, or?
No, I always want more reps, but I didn't ask him. No, I think he just, you know, I think also we got to see, you know, with Austin and Trayvon too, to see those guys play. It's a good thing. You know, it was really, he actually came up to me and just told me, I'm going to give you some more reps and everything else. And so, all right, I'm always ready.
Do you have an appreciation for what Spooks is trying to do, being a big-time college quarterback and now a new position?
Yeah, we were talking about that in the quarterback room yesterday. 2 days, this day is all kind of mixed together now. I think it was 2 days ago we were talking about this, but to go from, you know, playing quarterback to receiver, that's a big deal. I don't think people athletically understand, you know, receiver meaning tight end. You know, I don't think people really understand how difficult that is athletically. I mean, quarterback is an extremely tough position, obviously physically, mentally, everything else. But to go play tight end, block these defensive ends that we have, and try to do what he's doing, and also go down the field, make catches, and you know, spin his body and make these unbelievable catches. The ball he caught over here in the corner of the end zone, that Trayvon threw a nice throw to him, and he caught a great catch. I mean, that's true talent, and Swoops definitely has that.
Was it scary seeing Doug go down the way he did today? Or?
Yeah, it's always, you know, we never see a teammate go down. It's always a little bit nerve-wracking. You know, I'm sure he'll be okay. I'm gonna go check on him inside. I'm sure he's fine. As tough as it gets, so Doug will be back.
Playing big-time college football and then with the NFL, is it going to be weird playing in a 30,000 stadium per game?
You know, I would play football on concrete if I could. I don't care where we play it. So as long as there's some white lines and telling me what's the first down, what's the end zone, I'm good. But obviously, I've actually trained there. You know, what do they call it now? StubHub. It used to be the Home Depot Center, right? Yeah. I used to train there all the time. You know, so yeah, it's exciting. Yeah, you know.
The last few days, you've seen DeAndre Elliott, Griffin, and starting secondary. You see anything particular in those two guys?
Well, those guys look really good. I mean, DeAndre Elliott has been spectacular for us since last year. He's really kind of stepped into a role where he's been trying to work to, you know, compete at the highest level. I think he's doing a great job of that. Obviously, we have a guy in Jeremy Lane that's tremendous too as well, so that's a good thing. You want rotation and guys being able to play and know what they're doing out there. And DeAndre definitely knows what he's doing. Obviously, Jeremy does too as well. And so, you know, and then Griffin, he looks really good on the outside right now. He's making plays. He's super fast out there. He's getting his hands to the football, knocking it out, and trying to make plays on the ball. So, you know, so he's doing a lot of great things, and he's really understanding the game. You know, he's kind of the one of those silent assassins. Doesn't talk much. He just plays football. He does it the right way. And so it's cool. And he has a great mentor on the other side in terms of Richard Sherman to look up to and discuss and gain knowledge from and understanding of the game and what teams are going to try to do, and you know, in that one-on-one matchup and everything else.
How do you approach a preseason game with regards to what you specifically want to get out of it?
Me personally? Yeah, for me, every time I step on the field is just execute one play at a time. You know, and try to do it at a super high level. Be super efficient, have great tempo, have great execution. You know, from an offensive perspective, be explosive. We want to be explosive, and you know, we don't want to have any penalties. We want to stay on schedule. You know, I think really simplifying the game, not trying to not because it's a preseason game. I mean, simplifying the game meaning get the ball out, understanding where you're going with it, capitalize on big opportunities when it's there, and not trying to do too much. Just play great football.
Do you still get excited for these preseason games, or is it just
every time I get to go on the football field, I get excited. So I'm super passionate about the game. I love what I get to do every day. You know, and to practice and play with the teammates that we have and everything else. It's a great thing.
Just Griffin was able to jump the pass and take me off yesterday at least once.
Yeah, you didn't have to remind me.
What is it about his skill set that would make it difficult for a quarterback to do?
Well, he's super quick. He's very instinctive. He's got great feet. He's got great hands. You know, he had a great instinctual play yesterday. So we need that. We need somebody to step up and play that role. I think he's looking forward to that opportunity. And he's got a tough challenge, obviously. You know, going into this first game, preseason game, and Philip Rivers is corner. I'm not sure if he's playing or not, but you know, you got some talent over there on that side, and it's not going to get any easier as the road goes on. But he's up for the challenge, and so we're excited. I mean, he's not going to face too many better receivers than the guys we have, and the tight ends and everything else. And he's got, like I said, he's got a great mentor, Richard Sherman, in the sense of being able to teach him, and show him. And every day he gets to watch film with Richard Sherman, arguably the best corner in the league. So that's good knowledge that he gets.
You see his speed.